Hi there, YouTube. Pam and Jet here again. New haircut as usual. More crazy shit to talk about. Um, this is some topic that I kind of want to do tonight because I'm a little bit violently frustrated by it, and it's something that I've been wanting to do a video on for a while. So, what better night than Golden Globe night than to do it? Um, Avatar won for Best Director for James Cameron and for Best Movie at the Golden Globes tonight. And this, to me, demonstrates only that something that I already knew, or a couple of things that I already knew, which are that the Golden Globes are an enormous circle jerk, and apparently Jim Cameron has the softest hands. Um, what the fuck, guys? Foreign press, what? Really? Avatar? This movie I feel like I saw a different movie than everybody else. I really do. And if it wasn't for a couple of some of my closest friends agreeing with me and a few other people that I know being like this movie is shit, I really feel like I saw a different movie than everybody else. I didn't want to see this movie. I did not want to see this movie. When it came out, I was like, no, this is such crap. This looks so bad. I cannot even express how bad. And we all knew that it was going to be a bullshit plot, that it was stolen from a shitload of other movies, and that but the special effects are going to be groundbreaking, and this is a groundbreaking movie. It's so groundbreaking. I have a hard on for the word groundbreaking, is apparently what started happening with people. And of course, it became one, and everybody's, oh, it's so good, and blah, blah, blah. So, I was arguing with somebody online about how stupid this movie was, and I hadn't seen it yet. A friend of mine had seen it, and we had discussed the various issues with the movie. Um, but this person that I was arguing that actually tried to compare this movie to Citizen Kane, I kid you not, was like, well, you haven't seen the movie, so you really can't talk about it. And it sort of, to me, was questioning my integrity as a cinephile and as a critic. Sort of questioning my journalistic integrity, we'll say. So I decided that I had to see it. And originally I was just going to look for a bootleg, but I was like, no, I have to give this movie its full chance. And I had another friend of mine, because I really didn't want to pay 15, 16 bucks. Because I knew that I wasn't going to be giving it its full uh, I wasn't going to be giving it a real chance if I didn't see it in IMAX and in 3D and see it as the movie was meant to be seen. So I had another friend of mine who was in a similar boat. She felt that she needed to see it just to be able to argue against it better. And so we went, and I went in expecting it to be a bad movie. And even from that point of view, I was so underwhelmed. I was underwhelmed by the 3D. I was underwhelmed by the effects themselves. For effects that they were talking about being these amazing, groundbreaking, never before, I felt like I'd seen all of this shit before. Because really, I have. I've seen CG movies, and this CG, like, one thing that I find in a lot of CG movies is the mouths aren't quite right. There's very few CG movies that can get mouths right, and I felt that this movie wasn't like that. I was like, okay, well, they'll finally fix that. They'll finally have gotten that right. But they were still so gummy, and there were cheats. There were parts where they were climbing, which they do a lot in CG movies. I find that when you're close up, you can see that they're climbing, but when they pan out and you see them at a distance, they're like you don't get the sense of weight and the sense that this thing is actually physically pulling itself up by its arms. And they're just like, oh, I'm just gonna like climb up this thing real quick. Like you could see it a lot in Lord of the Rings, whenever Legolas had to pull himself up something, like when the whole scene um, with the Oliphants and he's climbing them up. There, his little CG figure. There was, I mean, oh yeah, he's an elf and everything, and he's very light, but there was a sense of it wasn't. It was taking him. There wasn't enough time that he was taking to do these. And so there was a lot of that in Avatar, which I was like, these are the things that should have been fixed if this was like a big groundbreaking thing. So, like, I feel like I can't even get into all of the issues with this movie in a 10-minute video. I might have to do, this might be a 3-part. We'll see how this goes and how much I can get out. Because I'm already at like the 6-minute mark. So, bottom line, and again, this is something that a friend of mine said that kind of made me want to kill myself when she said it, because the way that she put it was because of the Golden Globes being tonight, and she just said, you know, a movie whose MacGuffin is called Unobtainium just won Best Picture. And it did. I was just like, really, yeah, that's what happened. Unobtainium, like I can't even get into how badly written this movie was. I don't understand. Can people please explain to me why you think this is a good movie? Why this isn't? I mean, it's Pocahontas. It's Fern Gully. It's fucking. It's Dances with Wolves at best. But I mean, and the characters were so like fundamental. The funniest thing to me was when they were introducing all of the various characters, and it was literally like you would be in a room and this character would come in and it's like, oh well, I'm Sigourney Weaver and I'm the hard ass scientist and I'm gonna smoke a cigarette and yell at people, and it's like, I'm Giovanni Ribisi, I'm clearly the bad guy because I'm putting in the middle of the war room, and it's like, well, I'm the big fucking mecha suit wearing general and I have scars on my face and I really don't like these kitty cat people for no reason except I got scars on my face and I just don't like things. And when what's her face, the one that was on, was Michelle Rodriguez came in, and she was like literally like, well, I have a helmet under my arm, so I'm like a female helicopter pilot, and I'm gonna help you out during things that we might need, and like just complete inconsistencies that don't make sense, like the fact that in the beginning of the movie you see them shooting arrows at the helicopters and them just pinging off the windshields, but then in the end of the movie they fucking were going right through. The fact of like, where the fuck were the water sources for the giant floating islandy mountain things? There were waterfalls coming. Like, where was that water coming from? You need a water source for there to be a waterfall. You can't just. But I really want to put the question out there. Why? If they explain to me, if there's, because I think there might be something there has to be some reason. This many people can't be this stupid. This movie was #1 in like for the last like 3 weeks or 4 weeks or however long it's been since this movie's been out. Please explain to me why you people like this movie. It's beyond bad. It's so bad. None of what people are saying about this movie seems to be true. It's awful. So that's my video about Avatar. I might have to do another one because I'm running so out of time. But there you go. All right. Bye bye.